right, well, I want to welcome everybody to Rock and Roll Express Car Wash here in Stuart, Florida. I'm Jim McCLimond, aka Mr. Foamer. Excited to kind of walk you through here today. This is our facility that has been a full serve for 33 years. My family actually built this in 1987. That's how I got into the car wash industry when I was much smaller and probably smaller in all directions. But this is what got me into the industry. So we're here today, and I kind of want to walk you through this. Like I said before, this was a full serve car wash. My wife and I, this past year in October, we had the opportunity to buy this back. When we did it, we kind of debated. My wife really felt we needed to be flex serve so we could still offer that. I wanted to go express because we both have jobs. We have things that we have to do with Mr. Foamer and the Sonny's team. And we kind of went back and forth on it. And the final straw really for us was when coronavirus hit. That was it. We both want to keep our jobs. We didn't do this to have a job. We did this to invest and grow and be able to show what we can do in our own house. So in March, when everybody else and everything was starting to shut down, we went ahead and shut this place down. We had worked with the Sonny's team on all the equipment and learned all the things that I forgot, as all I've worked on was foamers and lights and all the branding stuff. So we went ahead and we shut this place down in March, kept as much staff as we could, and we turned it into a 100% exterior express car wash. So right now we pushed through it. We hired the best teams to help us. We did a lot of it ourselves, which is what has kind of excited me about this video, is we can kind of walk through some of the things you're going to have conflicts with. You know, do I do it? What do I do with these people that have been coming here for 33 years? Will people believe? Will people follow through? And we're going to kind of walk through those things. We open this thing up. We don't even have all the vacuums finished, and we're still doing great with it. What I want to do is kind of spend a little bit talking about the how and the things that you're going to have to look at and make decisions on as you make the switch from taking your full serve car wash to an express. So like I've said a couple times now, this is a 33-year-old full serve facility. We were very lucky. We had good water incoming to the building. We did not have good power coming into the building. And really, as you go through it, you really need to work with the right teams. Your local distribution is so important. And I'm telling you this because we did most of this ourselves. We're car wash guys, but luckily we were able to work with some really good teams to help us get over the hump. So, you know, for us, it was looking at the site first. What's your water? What's your electricity? You know, where can you put the vacuums? You know, with us, we were very blessed. This is a 1.7 acre site, which most of us don't have that. So we went all in. We went with 36 free vacuum spots. Why not do it? We've got four spots that are for bug prep and things like that. The customers come in because we're going to do what we say we're going to do, and that is we're not going to prep the cars as we come through. We got great equipment back here. We worked with the teams to build the right pieces and make sure that this 100-foot tunnel, it's a little tunnel, we packed a whole bunch of stuff in here to get the cars clean. You know, so one of the questions I've gotten a lot from people, actually got some critical people that have said, you know, why would you buy this old 33-year-old car wash when you can buy a new piece of dirt, build it from scratch exactly the way you want it? Part of who I am and part of what we've done with Mr. Foamer for all these years, and now with Sonny's, is taking other people's brands and car washes, maybe they were relatively new, and trying to take them to the next level. So for me, this was the ultimate challenge. And also the sentimental side of it. You know, my family built this. Crazily enough, there's a full serve car wash directly across the street. I can throw a baseball bat or baseball at that was built 6 months later than this place. And we kicked their butt. You know, we did until we sold it. And so, you know, that's one of the reasons, of course, but really the other thing for me was I knew I could come in here. I had a pretty good shell. Actually, we had a lot more shell than we needed. We've got a detail area. We had all the self-serve bays. But I looked at the shell and said, okay, so if I do this, I can go ahead and cut down my time frames by probably 3/4. I knew it was going to be hard with the electric. I knew I had to make sure I had the water. I knew I had to make sure all this. And I knew as we peeled back all the layers of the onion, we were going to go ahead and find different things. But to me, I think there is a value in the history. So one of the things we looked at first is we met with the teams for our distribution, and we talked about revamping everything, the complete flow of the cars, just changing everything the way the customers did it, and we went the opposite way. We felt that in 33 years, we've created a pattern where the customers would pull in a specific way, so we went with it. And hey, guess what? I'm in the business of selling canopies, but I had a canopy right here. So I was able to reuse a canopy. That's a huge amount of savings, and the customers are used to coming that way. So we kept that. The building, we cleaned it up the best we could. We put a really nice paint job on it, and yep, it's still a 33-year-old building, but it looks fresh, clean, and new, and really went for a drastic color change, making sure that when people come by here, they see it. One of the other cool reasons we love this place is there's only 2 rotating signs in Martin County left. This place is one of them. How cool. Another thing we could take advantage of that you'd never get approved if you built this new. We'd have a tiny little monument sign, nobody would know we're here. To me, it was just one more plus to make this thing happen. So some of the other reasons that we really liked about doing this was we didn't have the impact fees. So even if you didn't have a great water system, you can always put a booster tank, you can always take it and make it better. But I didn't have to pay $100,000 or $150,000. I mean, I've got customers telling me they're paying close to $200,000 for impact fees for sewer and water. I paid 0. So now I can take 150, 100, whatever that number is, and I can put it into my equipment package. I can put it into building out my vacuum system. That's a lot of money. You know, we go visit sites and we do site evaluations, new sites, just pieces of dirt to look and see. By going with the full serve, or going with an older car wash and redoing it, we saved a minimum of a year. I mean, to be honest with you, we shut down a coronavirus. For the first month, I couldn't get anybody to even return a phone call because everybody was afraid. You know, so we shut down, I'd say March 15th. We reopened this place June 25th, okay? You can't do that if you're building from scratch. It just is not gonna happen. And even with the city, I wasn't asking for a new use permit. No permitting. All I went through is I said, listen, I have this property, I'm keeping everything the way it is, we're just changing out the equipment, and we're putting in some free vacuums. With us, we had a self-serve. A lot of you guys have self-serves out there. Every time I drive by an old self-serve, it makes me crazy to not think why you don't have a 60-foot tunnel on that. Or come down the middle of it and have a 100-foot tunnel. All these guys have vacuums out there. These are the kind of things when you're looking at your property, or I'm looking for more properties. So when I'm out looking, I'm looking for these things, and instead of looking at it in a negative way and going, ugh, it's so old. It's been there for a long time, it's got a long history with their customers, and what if you not put lipstick on a pig, but you really actually make that place into a show place? What will that bring for you? Time, savings, turnaround. And I think that's the way to go when you were looking for these sites. So we've talked about all the different things that you're going to experience and where you can possibly save quite a bit of money. Most of the time, you're not going to have to redig a trench. You're not going to have to do that. Sometimes you can save the grading if you are going to replace it. A lot of times you may be able to save the conveyor. With us, we were 33 years old of using some harsh chemistry that I would never ever recommend, but back in the 80s and 90s it was acceptable. So we were lucky enough, we actually just stripped down the right-hand side, the passenger side, and did a 6-foot swath. Still, 4 days, I had cut it, I was back in business, and now I have a flat surface. So 4 days or 4 months. Time, money, savings. You know, keep looking for those things that nobody wants. I want them. So that's what you really need to be looking out there for. Even when you got into the back room, the owner before us, he had gotten a new chemical dispensing. He had at least put a little bit of money back into it. Great, I just saved $15,000. Now, okay, I gotta replace an air cylinder, I gotta replace a little bit there, but it's better than having to pay all that money. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say everything's gonna be hunky-dory. You're not gonna run into these little landmines along the way, but if you come into it with the right attitude and you know, I'm gonna take this to the next level, it's everything. We're gonna kind of show you some of on the branding piece, with us even on the controls piece. you know, controls are so important to us. Our customers are not used to going up to a pay station. So that's why I've got the license plate recognition. Also, we had the digital queue put in for our attendants that are out there guiding the customers on, but we also put in the smart queue, which is brand new. With our facility, we have the ability, the customer, if they want to, that would let us to where if they want to go vacuum after they paid, they could go out and vacuum, they could do their bugs, get right back in line, and that's going to go ahead and put them right back in queue. All right, so we've gone through the pros. I haven't found too many cons, but you know, except for like pulling back those layers of the onion as you dig in and get through it. But now we're here. Now we're inside the tunnel, and you know, as our main business is being Mr. Foamer and doing marketing and lights and signs, you know, we meet a lot of different people. We talk about blackout tunnels, we talk about white tunnels, we have lots of, you can do whatever you want. But with us, with an older tunnel, we took what we had. So we kind of went with the blackout theme with this one, but we really wanted to make sure that these customers, most of these guys have never locally come through and driven through a tunnel. So it's a different experience. Unless you've done it before, you're pulling on the track yourself, somebody's waving you up with that big smile, telling you to put the car in neutral, and then they came in here. So we went a little bit different route. We did a mood lighting all the way down the side. So it doesn't matter if you're getting the cheapest watch, which by the way is $10. I stuck with what I teach, and I don't really worry about other people. I worry about the service that we give. So we went with $10. Even at the $10, you're gonna get a couple LED lights, you're gonna get a decent show, of course a clean car, but we really went with this other lighting so that no matter what, it doesn't ever feel too dark in here. And it's really been neat. We've actually had quite a few people come through that have express car washes, and it's neat because with these we were able to program it. So 4th of July, we had it go in red and blue, and they make it look like this kind of starbursty kind of thing. You know, St. Patrick's Day, we'll turn the whole place green. So, you know, do fun things like that. It's not just putting the equipment and cleaning the car, it's still about the show. We're gonna get the car clean, we've got the best ceramics, we got the best chemistry, we got all that stuff here. Our top package is $25. So, you know, we put all that in there, but it has to be about the show. When they go through, you want the kids having fun, you want the moms coming back, and all those come together, and you've taken out those 33 years for us of full serve, and now we're giving them something different. I think here's how I knew that I loved to be in the express business, and I haven't hit on this yet. So the first week we opened, I was here 3 days. And I know I'm a horrible owner, boss, whatever that is. The first day I'm sitting here and my manager's smiling back there in the back listening to this, and I'm sitting running around. I'm like, okay, go, you're gonna go here, and you're gonna go here. Wait, I'm not vacuuming a car. I'm not shining your tires. I don't have a guy climbing into the windows and do a crappy job and get yelled at 48 hours later when they realize it's all smeared. I'm just watching, waving to customers, educating them on how the system works, trying to get them into a monthly package. The guy's waiting around here, waving them on, smiling and put them here. I mean, literally 3 hours into it, all I was thinking about was, where's my next car wash gonna be? And I never realized that. Now listen, there's a lot of work that goes into it. You've got your HR, you got all that stuff, but find the right people. And the beautiful thing for us, we were very blessed. Some of the folks that were here were great people. So we bought a place with some really great people. Whereas if you buy a piece of dirt, you just got a piece of dirt. You got to go find those people or take those people from other car washes. So, you know, just more things to think about that make it a better thing to go after some of these older sites. Or if you already own the site, you already have some great people. Now, the beautiful thing is you won't need 30 of them. I think we're at 10 people total, and we're open 8 to 7. So for me, it's just been myself, my wife, it's just been phenomenal. All I can think about is where we're gonna go ahead and do our next one. That's pretty awesome, and it's just a home run, and that's why I'm so happy we went the express model. All right, so like I said, this was a 33-year-old full serve, and what it really was originally was just the old school full serve building, and then we had 8 bays of self-serve. Now over the years, between my family and the next purchasers, then we'll be the 4th owners of this property, which is kind of cool. this had turned into a lube center. Then we built a mechanic shop over here. But so what we did is we had this big area for self-serve. So instead of having to redo everything, redo the power, more money savings. I already had power in my self-serve to run all that area. All my vacuums are going inside that building. So now when you look out here, all you're going to see is 30 more vacuum spaces. You'll see the booms, everything will look clean and neat. So once again, we were able to utilize something old and ugly, tear it down, keep it. Yes, it'll look a lot prettier here in about a week or two, but we were able to salvage all that, save money, and ended up building out one of the largest in our area. We're gonna have 36 vacs. So we'll have 30 spaces out here. I was able to put 6 more spaces on the front of the building, so it gives you a little bit from the roadway to see, so not everything's hiding out here. But this is it, and all that noise you've been hearing is, I think, something like 800 yards of concrete or whatever it's going in here. But this is where it's gonna be. We took something that was old, ugly, and we're gonna convert it into something that's useful, makes us money, and drives business. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for coming out and spending some time with us here at Rock and Roll Express. This has been a real pleasure for my family to put this together and to see the next generation. You know, I'm a full-serve guy at heart. When I first started Mr. Foamer and we were doing that, I always was a full-serve guy. You know, we were so used to doing it that way. It's been so neat to get out and see some of the best operators in this country, learn from other guys that have done things that I never have, and now to get to be able to do it is great. But remember, you know, if you own that wash, you're out looking for washes, there's some great property out there. But guess what? Maybe that older car wash that's been a full serve for 30 years, maybe that was the right property. Maybe you can go out there and you can take what somebody already found 30 years ago for a specific reason and convert it into a state-of-the-art, new style express exterior wash. And I gotta tell you, like I said before, I don't regret a minute of it, and especially since coronavirus and the way our world has changed, to me, nothing makes more sense. I can have a job, I can build washes, I can make money while I'm doing the other part of what I love to do, which is make you guys more money. It's pretty awesome. So think about it. If you're struggling, you have questions, and you just don't want to pull the trigger, or your brother wants to do it, but you don't want to do it, or your mom doesn't want to do it, give me a call. Guess what? We live in Florida. Okay, summertime is pretty hot today. Maybe come when it's a little bit cooler and everybody's happier to travel. Well, come on down and visit us. We got a lot of great sites we can show you, and we can send you some videos, we can do whatever, but we appreciate your time today, and everybody be safe. Thanks.